Do not give up on your legal status. Many people fail to respond to RFE or file an application before the deadline. This is why we offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you. Not everyone qualifies. First, you need to speak with our CARES team. We receive many requests, so we recommend you answer a few questions on our website, greencardguys.com. Our mission is to help people live and work in America legally. Go ahead and subscribe below and follow and share. Talk to you soon. Folks, today we're talking about, you guessed it, everything. One of the topics that everyone wants to know about is how can I get my waiver, my interview, adjustment of status interview waived? It's like one of the top questions, okay? Now, of course, you got to be married to a U.S. citizen. That's number one. Some of y'all are asking these questions, but you're not married, or you're engaged, or you're thinking to be engaged, but like, I want to guarantee, people are like, John, I want to guarantee I can get my interview waived before I get married to this person. I'm sorry, lawyers can't guarantee this, but we can share the proven checklist. So that's what we're going to talk about. Not so much like checklists, like documentation wise, but some proven strategies that can help you with your case, in the scenario that maybe you want to file yourself, or you want to know how we do things. Okay. So friends, welcome to greencardguys.tv. Hey, if you're on TikTok, Instagram, and you want to see when I share my screen, you're welcome to go to greencardguys.tv, and you're welcome to ask any questions, hopefully related to immigration. Hey, unless you want to know what's going on in Houston, that's where I'm at. Yeah, we're in Houston, Texas. That's where our physical office is located. I know with a lot more lawyers being working remotely, there tends to be like a thought that like, oh, well, is this law firm real? Yeah, we're definitely real. Otherwise, I wouldn't be going live almost every day, okay, and sharing tips to help y'all out. Welcome. Tap the screen if you enjoy the way we share content. Just go straight to the meats, okay, so you can know what's going on. So yes, in 2023, the trend for marriage-based adjustment cases are that if you filed it in 2023, then you can get your case waived. No interview. 2023. This is honestly amazing, but pretty wild trend in America with USCIS, because if you have a case that's filed before 2023, and definitely when it was during the pandemic or right around like 2019, right before the pandemic hit, you definitely know that it takes a hell of a long time. Now, for those folks that you're abroad, or your loved one is abroad outside America, or it's not a marriage case, then this topic for the first 5-10 minutes is not for you necessarily, but you can get an idea. So USCIS, I mean, poor USCIS, the people that work there, I know they try to do a good job, but they always claim there's not enough workers. Well, apparently not enough workers is not a legit reason anymore, because clearly we've noticed in the past 6 months, they've been waiving cases, waiving interviews, and straight to approval. Okay. Now look, they're not going to waive your interview and then go straight to denial. They don't do that. Fortunately, thank goodness, especially for those that have, bad lawyers or a bad experience through another lawyer. I don't want to call the lawyer bad, but some people have bad experiences. Just sometimes it doesn't go through the quality control for some reason, and something was missed. So again, if you're just now joining the channel, okay, welcome to greencardguys.tv. But if you want to download a free guide, okay, you can go to our website, greencardguys.com. Go to our website, scroll all the way down to the bottom. We want you to see all the good stuff in between that time. So scroll down to the bottom and download a free guide, and you can get access. I can share what it looks like on Facebook and Instagram, but this is what it looks like. Okay. Download a free guide. All right. Right out there. Family option, investor, and it doesn't have to be necessarily investor like EB5. That's $800,000. Even if you can't afford $800,000, there could be another option. Okay. But the most popular these days For better or worse, it is mandamus, suing for your legal status. A lot of people are waiting for a long time. It's very unfortunate. Okay, so go to greencardguys.com, and while you're on the website, but if you're not too shy, you're welcome to give us a call. All right, 720-740-4247. Give us a call right there. One of our CARES team members will answer your questions. Now, they can't answer legal questions. That's up to lawyers like me, okay? But they can point you in the right direction, maybe emailing you a free guide. Maybe they'll say you don't qualify for a free 15 minutes right now. Maybe in the future, depending on XYZ situation. It's really just because honestly, we have limited appointment slots. So, but maybe in the future when certain things happen in your case, okay? Like a popular situation is that people are like, hey, you filed your case 6 months ago and you're wanting to file expedite request. I just did a TikTok the other day that I called USCIS to submit an expedite request. It took me at least 30 minutes. Like it was basically I'm talking to a bot, an automated bot. It's annoying, to be honest. I'm sure anyone would be annoyed. But look, I got it in. I couldn't find the magic word. I don't know what I said exactly, but I got it in. And got it submitted. But anyway, we do have a free guide about that because maybe it's too early for mandamus lawsuit in that scenario, 6 months in. Let's see here. So, but going back to a topic, a question today, how can I get my case waived, or how can I increase the chances of getting my case waived based on marriage to a U.S. citizen? Number one, file the package with your medical exam. And of course, before you get the medical exam, you have to take the COVID-19 vaccine. I know it's a sore topic for a lot of Americans and people abroad, but you have to take it. Now, if you don't, okay, you don't have to, but you have to. Let me see if I can pull it up here. You can if you don't take the COVID-19 vaccine, then you have to. You gotta do this, okay? You gotta file a 601 waiver. I think it's $900 minimum, $925. And let me see the criteria for that. It's very, very limited. Essentially, you can't just say that you don't want the COVID-19 vaccine. You also basically have to say, well, I don't believe in any vaccine. Okay. So I will definitely get to you on that. Hey, MG. Hey, thank you so much. Hey, congrats on your approval, MG. I really appreciate it. Thanks for that comment. That's very nice. I will get to all your questions. Definitely. Please, yes, please be patient. I will get to everyone's questions because look, I'm on all these different platforms. It's kind of nuts, to be honest. If you asked me a year ago, I would have said I would not be on all these platforms. So, yeah, let me just finish up because I like to share a lot of information. Finish up about the proven checklist, you can say. Number one, the medical exam. They started requiring it. Of course, they base it on the CDC. So if you filed your case after October 1st, 2021, then yes, COVID-19 is required, the vaccine itself. So I wrote down some information for my team, but also for ourselves for the waiver. Okay, let me pull that up where it says for the vaccine. Okay, so number one, you have to say that you're opposed to all vaccines. Okay, number two, that your objection to the vaccine is based on your religious or moral conviction. So I guess most people can say moral conviction, but again, you have to say you didn't take any vaccine. And then, and the third thing is that you have to believe that your belief or conviction in that is sincere. Okay, so basically they're trying to say like, look, you got to be legit. I guess I don't know how they're going to figure out if it's you saying you don't want to take vaccine is insincere or not, but that's kind of interesting. I got my dog in here. I gotta let them out real quick. All right, folks, I am back. All right, so so that was first thing, right? All that, and that was the one thing. Medical exam. Number two, if this is based on marriage, right? You have to have shared financial account. Now, I'm not saying that every single account has to be in your spouse's name. I know that would freak out a lot of people, but we do receive calls that some people are like, "Oh my gosh, I don't want to include that, include my spouse into my account. Look, I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. Okay. Like, yes, I do get it. The checklist that USCIS has on their own website, or even if they send RFE, one of the first things, unfortunately, is like, do you have any children? If you do, share a birth certificate. Obviously, if I had children, I would share it. But look, number one is the shared financial account. Now, it doesn't mean you have to include your spouse as a, what do you call, I was going to say derivative recipient, I guess, or POD, I think is what banks call it. But you don't have to add that person, that your spouse, as a recipient, or based on, I guess you call it death beneficiary is what you call it, for your other accounts like 401k, things like that. I think it helps. Why not? Right. But you don't have to create a will. But if you don't have financial accounts and you're a bit weary or for some reason, but a lot of folks are not so much weary. It's more about like my bank. I don't, let's say we have a lot of people say, well, I don't have a social security number. I don't have a driver license. And that's what most banks want. Look, I'm not sponsored by this bank, but Wells Fargo, if you hear them in the news the past couple of years, they've been creating fake accounts. But I know that bank at least. Maybe you want to check with your local credit union, but I know Wells Fargo, they have open account for a lot of our clients. And some people already have Wells Fargo, but if you're a little hesitant on Wells Fargo, but you're still willing to open it for the purpose of this case, then switch banks in the future. Okay. Yeah, I just think that's weird that Wells Fargo created so many fake accounts. It's just mind boggling. So, but they did it. So just want to say FYI on that, but they have been successful in opening it. Thank you, MG. I really appreciate that. Thanks for your comment there. Thanks, Paula, best immigration attorney in Texas. By the way, thank you so much for the wonderful reviews. We have a lot of 5-star reviews. We're very fortunate. My team works hard. We work hard together, collaboratively. I think that's a key difference than most law firms I know. It's very collaborative, I think. Well, I promote it that way, but so like even for example, like a client wants a meeting, schedules it. You can self-schedule a meeting as a client. You don't have to wait on us. You don't have to call us. You don't have to email us and say, when can I meet? You can just self-schedule. We make it so easy. A lot of lawyers and my friends are like, why would you do that? Well, we don't make it available every day, to be honest. Otherwise, we can't get work done. But that's an example of one of our benefits. Okay. Okay, now that's 2 tips, right? Let me find a third. Okay. COVID-19 vaccine plus the medical exam. We got to file that. If you don't, that's going to delay it a bit. Number 2, the joint shared financial account. Okay. And the third tip might sound obvious, but I shouldn't say obvious. Don't call it common sense either, but is that you need to provide evidence that you're living together. But if you're not living together, then you have to write a letter saying that maybe your job is in a different location temporarily, maybe because of timing. That happens quite often, especially even before the pandemic. Now, someone's a traveling nurse, and travels all across the country because hospitals are understaffed. But you're in Houston, for example, but your spouse is traveling all across the country. That may be a situation you want to write a letter to explain it, and not just write a letter, but you want to provide proof that you are a traveling nurse, for example, or your job is relocated temporarily in a different city, so that you don't want U.S. And then in your letter, you can mention, of course, everything has to be true, but your letter would need to mention a bit more specific detail, like, yes, I plan to move back or live with my spouse permanently when I'm able to request a job relocation back. In the meantime, I'm visiting my spouse every other week or something, something like that. Okay. You don't want USCIS to assume things that if they see 2 different addresses, or even if you put the same address on the website, the form, you could do that for the mailing address, but you shouldn't lie and say you're living at the same address when one of y'all are, at a different location. Okay. Now, if you're in the same city, or one's in the burbs and one's in town, mm, that's a little fishy. Okay, so we need to talk about that. So that's one reason to hire a lawyer to work around that, guide you through that situation. Okay, so I'll end with that. There's so many more tips, but those are three for today because I know. Let me get to this viewer here. Boo Web. Do I know what the Krabby Patty formula is? No, I don't. Are you talking about SpongeBob? What's up, Kevin? Paula, thank you again. Hello, hello. Who is Candace? How are we with immigration countries outside U.S.? You mean to help like expat? Like you want to be an expat to a different country? We don't. If you like contact us, we can share some maybe professional contacts in that country if we can find it, because I'm part of immigration American Immigration Lawyers Association, and there's some lawyers in other countries that could be able to help you. Okay, but I don't know anyone offhand in general. We would need to know which country you want to move to. But yeah, that is interesting, right? It's not just people wanting to come to America. Some people want to leave America. We pay so much in taxes. Are y'all sure you want to come to America? We got property tax. In Texas, we don't have state income tax because property tax is a little higher. But yeah, there's anyway. I'll stop my rant. But okay, MG, definitely a real law firm. Thanks for helping your husband. Yeah, absolutely, with 10-year card. Okay, Mr. Gupta, you have a question. You were arrested. Ooh, I don't know if you want to say this online. We were arrested for doing something unlawfully. What do you do? I don't handle criminal defense. You should hire a criminal defense lawyer first. And then your criminal defense lawyer can talk to an immigration lawyer or any immigration lawyer you want to recommend. Yeah, I see you have an angry face. I don't know what to do with that, to be honest. Hopefully, you have a criminal defense lawyer, and of course, you should hire one in at least the county that you're arrested in. Okay. Let's see. Okay, now on Instagram, Rise of the Phoenix. If military personnel files for their mother, does that mother get citizenship faster than a civilian? Not necessarily, but the first step is, of course, a residency. There's something called military PIP, parole in place. So if that mother, a supposed mother, enter America without status or any kind of legal entry, like a B1, B2 visitor visa or border crossing card for Mexican nationals, that's okay if that mother has a son or daughter who's in the military, for example, or spouse. It unfortunately cannot be like uncle or aunt or cousin. Let's see. Appreciate it. If you enjoy the way we share content information, please click the screen, tap the screen if you're on TikTok or Instagram. I think you have to hit the actual like. Man, TikTok makes it so much easier for everyone involved, it seems like. Okay, so now to YouTube. Okay, Chiku94, you had your interview. Okay, wonderful. You submitted your PCC and you refused a visa. What did they say specifically, Chiku? You have not received any email from embassy. They want to see I-130 extension. Your case is VAWA. Okay. You're based on green card. After that means after submit documents, how long take time visa issue? What is extension I-130? You got 221G. So yeah, I guess that's what your 221G asked for, is to show extension of I-130. I'm not sure what that means either. I need to see what your 221G said. So I know you commented before. I'm glad you had the interview. Unfortunately, a lot of people have received a 221G. They get a delay on their immigration case. There's delays on immigration cases all across the board. So many different applications. It's very unfortunate, even for asylum cases. The media or conservatives say, "Oh, people shouldn't apply for asylum. Or why so many people here overstay? Well, look, or here in America, they don't have any status. So look, the freaking process takes a long time. I mean, what do you expect? You know, it's just kind of ridiculous. So, and USCIS Congress does not fund USCIS. So, I believe one of the future reform bills is about is to include money in general or create a new center, regional processing center for asylum cases. Okay, so let me take a look here. Um, hmm. Hey, what's up, AB? Good to see you. Hopefully, your case is moving smoothly. Last time I saw you comment, I got some crazy memory, but I think last time I saw you comment, you were thinking to file your case, or you did file it. So, but I think it was early on last time. Okay, so 221G, Chiku. So the best thing to do now, it sounds recent. You're saying you had an interview, so it sounds recent. Oh, it's tough. I mean, usually they say wait 180 days, but 221G, in your situation, they're asking for specific documents. So I don't know what you mean by I-130 extension. Maybe they meant they want to see a receipt notice of your I-130, but I would have thought that maybe you filed it with your I-360 to begin with. Um, Although that's not a requirement, but maybe that's yeah. We just need to take a look, okay? I can provide you more in-depth advice there. Okay, sorry to hear that you got 221G. That's nonsense, in my opinion. Because all these things that the government wants after the visa interview, why couldn't they just ask before? Why is it so difficult? What we do, we try our best. In any of the consultations, we really try our best before the consultation, even the evening before, to review the notes, have a better idea. Because sometimes our cares team will schedule someone, and there's just no way we can help, right? And if we think that we're not going to waste your time, we'll send you an email. We appreciate you thinking about us, but and we don't just say we can't help. We're pretty specific. Okay, we're pretty specific. I like to share the source of information. It just makes for a more informed person like yourself is better overall, right? I mean, I always like to share information. That's why we're on these live shows. um, I haven't sent out a recorded video in a while, and I need to. There's a lot of information I want to share on that front. That live show is not really the format, but so stay tuned. Chiku, you said officer said just important PCC. Yeah, that's kind of confusing to be honest, because oh, okay, police clearance certificate. Oh, police. Okay, so yeah, most of the time with the police clearance certificate or police record, you have to go to your local police. I don't remember which country and nationality you are, or your where you had an interview, but you have to go get one from every locality that you live for at least 6 months in your lifetime. I know it's annoying. Let me see if I can find that website about it. But you probably know about the specifics like this. Okay, let me see here. Okay, let me put on YouTube if I can here for you. Okay, Chiku. You probably already seen this, but you click on that link and I think you click on for your country, and then it'll show you like what the entity name is. It's kind of similar to like um when people file or provide like a birth certificate or a divorce certificate, and then by the time you get to the interview or after the interview, they're like, look, we have I you need to get a different one, okay? And you're like, well, this is signed by a government officer or a government official. You're like, that's not enough. That's kind of wild. So what we do is we review this website I just sent on YouTube is a travel.state.gov website, but it's a reciprocity chart. Basically, whatever which document in that country is recognized in America. Because in certain countries like Nigeria, there's so many different versions of divorce, basically a legal document to recognize divorce. I think that's interesting. Just culturally, I think that's interesting. But but because of that, people could get denied, unfortunately. Okay. It's very, very unfortunate. So, um, let's see here. Um, I appreciate y'all that want to join me live. That would be pretty wild because if I could do that in multiple platforms, that'd be interesting. Um, Need to talk to my marketing team, but I appreciate the request to join us live. Let's see here. Can I say happy birthday to your buddy? Yeah, sure. If your buddy's on, happy birthday, Menega Rodriguez. Happy birthday. All right, let's see here. And let's see here. Okay. Okay, AB, you said. Yeah, so Chiku, check that out. Okay. Check out that website. I think that's very important. So for those that don't see it, that's a travel.state.gov. You just don't want to for those that have not filed a case yet, or they have they're approaching where you're going to upload eventually. You receive that welcome email from National Visa Center. It's all by email now. It's not by paper. I don't know if they've done by paper at all. But you want to make sure that you have those documents beforehand, because every country is different. Every local office in a different country could be slower than others, and maybe the requirements are different. Maybe the fee is higher. I don't know, but you want to do that in the beginning. Okay. So, by the way, if you enjoy the content we share, if you don't mind subscribing, follow, tap the screen, hit the hearts, likes, I greatly appreciate it. It makes me feel better, honestly, because then I can continue. It's my drive to go live every day on the weekday. My voice is not intended to go that low. I'm just losing my voice right now. Okay. Let's see here. Chica, you want to discuss your case? Yeah, give us a call right up here. Okay. For the folks on other platforms, do not know my number. One of our numbers is 720-740-4247, or you can go to freevisaquiz.com or go to our website, greencardguys.com. And there's a link to go to fill out the form, and you can self-schedule appointment. And we make it very easy for y'all. Now, after your self-schedule appointment, our cares team will call you on a weekday, typically, sometimes on Saturday morning, but they'll call you on a weekday. And if for some reason based on our criteria, if you don't qualify for the free 15 minutes, I'm sorry, but most people were able to help. Okay. Even if there's no obligation to hire us. We just want to point you in the right direction. Okay. Let's see. What else to share with you? AB, you said your case has gone beyond normal processing time. You contacted USCIS, but they replied it's still going through security check. They always say that nonsense, security check. They always say that. It's pretty nuts. Mm-hmm. So sorry, I was looking at my team chat here. But yeah, AB, you might want to email us again so we can look at your case again to see if it's at the time structure we could file a lawsuit if you want to do that. I think yours is fiance visa case, but so speaking of fiance visa cases, even if you filed a fiance petition already, the I-129F, you could still get married remotely. Okay. Hot secret tip here. If you're thinking about, if you're just considering to get married, but you're like, I can't travel remotely right now. It's too expensive. Everyone's traveling right now. Or you just don't have time because of work or something. You can get married remotely. But as far as we know, and other immigration lawyers, there's only one location. Utah County, the state of Utah. You do not have to be a resident in that county. You do not have to live there. You do not have to go in person to apply for the license. I know, it's wild. It's pretty amazing. As far as I know, we've been still recommending that to people. People want to do that. And yeah, I think it's amazing. So, I mean, even my non-immigration clients are getting married remotely. So yeah, it's pretty good. So AB, you might want to consider that if your case is fiance petition. All right. But yeah, give us a call. We'll schedule another consultation. And I think I talked to you or my team did. So anyways. Yep. Okay, folks. Well, again, I greatly appreciate it. I've hit the 30-minute mark. I got to jump to another team meeting. But if you, thanks for joining us live. If you have any questions, again, don't be shy. Give us a call or fill out the form on the website, and we'll see what we can do to point you in the right direction. All right. Wish you all the best and see you. I'll try to see you tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I got to take care of my kid most of tomorrow, but I'll try. All right. Take care. Bye bye.